What is going on, everyone? It is Andrew from Magic Nation. We've got a brand new special episode, like I was promising. This is going to be a mono red deck tech for the legacy players out there. And I hope that everyone is being a blessing and being blessed in the name of Jesus Christ. And remember, folks, as always, as I say at the end of every episode, but I'm going to be saying it in the beginning, that Jesus is real and He is the way to peace and happiness, everything in between. I may not get it right all the time, but let me tell you, again, Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, and no one can go to the Father except through Him. And that's all I've got to say about that for right now. So, alright, so guys, so I got a beautiful mono red legacy deck tech going on today for y'all, and I hope everyone enjoys it. Let's see what we got. And this episode is dedicated to Eternal Turtles. I love their stuff. So if you're out there watching this, I love y'all. So we've got, try to get this going here. We've got 1, 2, 3 copies of Soulscar Mage, and it's you pay just a red for a 1/2 human wizard with prowess. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature an opponent controls, put that many -1/-1 counters on that creature instead. So that is a pretty interesting way to start out this deck tech. If you feel that this is a powerful deck already, just please say something in the comment section down below, or let me know what you think as each card is being displayed. Thank you. And if I make any errors or mistakes, please don't make fun of the way I speak. I think I may be dyslexic. I'm not sure. So now we've got... Oh, and by the way, folks, if you are interested in if you're interested in a wacky, crazy morning show to wake up to, I listen to him a lot, and I think he's pretty funny. It's the Wally Show, so I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of it. I think the guy's pretty funny. Just, if you get a chance, listen to the dude. He's funny. And again, it's called the Wally Show. So, okay. And if you think I'm making it up, no, I'm not kidding. Anyways, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Goblin Guide. And you pay just a red for a 2/2 Goblin Scout with haste. You get to attack with this bad boy right out the back, right out the gate. And it says whenever it attacks, defending player reveals the top card of their library. If it's a land card, that player puts it into their hand. So that is interesting. So it forces the defending player to reveal the top card of their library. And again, if it's a land card, that player, target player, or defending player, puts it into their hand instead of the battlefield. And if it's not a land card, I guess they just put it back on the top of their library, I think. So again, it's you just pay red for a 2/2 Goblin Scout. So, alright. Next up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Lava Spike, and you just pay a red for an arcane sorcery, and it deals 3 damage to target player. This is from one of the original Kamigawa sets. I think it was the Champions of Kamigawa, I think? I don't remember. And just please, if you know what set originally Goblin Guide was printed in, please let me know. Thanks. And next up we got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Vexing Devil. And you just pay a red for a 4/3 Devil, and when it enters the battlefield, any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to him or her. If a player does, you sacrifice this dude. So, of course it says, and I'll read it off again, see if anyone can understand the text of the card. When it enters the battlefield, any opponent may have it deal 4 damage to him or her. Oh, whoa! Okay, so any opponent may have this guy deal 4 damage. Oh, to said individual. Wow. So this affects anyone, including myself. Goodness gracious. Wow. That's crazy. I think this is either in Eldritch Moon, or this was in Innistrad, or Shadows over Innistrad. I don't remember. But yeah, that's pretty nasty. And now I got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Wayward Guide Beast. You just pay a red for a 2/2 beast with trample and haste. Oh, okay. Whenever Wayward Guide Beast deals combat damage to a player, return a land you control to its owner's hand. That's pretty nasty. I think that's pretty cool. So I'm not sure what you guys think about that card, if it's a good addition, or if something should be swapped out in as a alternative. Next up, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Wild Slash. And it works at instant speed. Just pay a red, and it has ferocious. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, damage can't be prevented this turn. Wild Slash deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Now that's pretty disgusting, actually, because it I don't know if it forces damage or not. Let's see. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, damage can't. Yeah. So it can't be prevented. So it will resolve on its own, regardless. Oh wow! It'll force its way through. Is what I'm realizing. Goodness. And then on top of it, it deals an additional 2 damage. So that's 6 damage in one turn, whether if it's a creature or player. So the 4 power of 4 or greater, damage can't be dealt this turn. And then it deals an additional 2 damage to either target creature or player. Now that's nasty. It's another way to mess with your opponent. Now I've got 1, 2, 2 copies of Play with Fire, and this is from the Innistrad Midnight Hunt set. You just pay a red for an instant. Play with Fire deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. You look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. That's actually pretty interesting. I like that card. I think that does well in any situation. That's actually one of my favorite instant cards in recent years. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of an oldie but goodie. Skewer the Critics. First printed in Ravnica Allegiance, I think it was, or City of Guilds, I think. And you just pay 2 in a red for sorcery, and it has Spectacle. You may cast this card. You may cast this spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. And it deals 3 damage to any target, whether if it's a creature or player. Pretty simplistic, and I think that does significant damage no matter what, whether if it's mid or early game. I would maybe assume that it would be, not assume, I think it would be prudent to use it during the late game, especially when you're in a pinch, but I could be wrong. Next up we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 copies of Rift Bolt. Pay 2 in a red for a sorcery, and it deals 3 damage to target creature or player, and you suspend 1. Pay red rather than cast this card from your hand. You may pay red and exile it with a time counter on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last counter is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. Now that's nasty. So you could pretty much cast it again straight from exile. Hey. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 copies of Light Up the Stage. You pay 2 in a red for a sorcery with Spectacle 1, or pay 1 red. And again, you may cast a spell for its Spectacle cost rather than its mana cost. If an opponent lost life this turn, exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Oh, that is sick. I like that idea. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of good old Lightning Bolt. And we all know what Lightning Bolt does, but I'm going to read it anyway. Pay a red for an instant. Lightning Bolt deals 3 damage to any target, creature or player. Pretty simplistic. And of course the rest are all just land cards. So you got 20, I think it's 22 or 24 lands for this deck, for its mana cost or mana curve, I think is the correct terminology. So what do y'all think about this Legacy deck? I actually really enjoyed putting this together. Trying to find these cards was actually pretty tedious. I had to go to several local game stores around the San Antonio area to get this deck rolling. And I know that a lot of people don't play Legacy all that often, especially in the San Antonio area, or maybe even in the U.S., as people feel like Legacy is dying and Vintage is dying. I don't think so. Too many people feel like that. This is dying, that's dying. I believe that these formats are all just in a state of mourning. They will all come back with a vengeance at some point. And at some point there will be a resurgence of popularity, unlike the which of this game has never seen. And I can tell you that because I've been around just as long as this game has. So, folks over at Eternal Durdles, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech. If there's anything that you think that would help as an alternative for this mono red deck, let me know in the comment section down below. I don't know why my camera's lens is zooming in on. There we go. So, if there's anything that you think that I could maybe put in for an alternative to modify this deck or to make it even a little more stronger than it already is, let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to smash that beautiful subscribe button, and like this video if you like it. Check out some of the awesome content coming out in the near future, as I have just finished up my first deck tech. It's been fun, it's been real fun. Just keep in remind you guys that Jesus is real, and don't forget to play something magical today. Peace.